Today is another great example of why having a plan and sticking to that plan is absolutely so critical. Stay tuned and I'll show you how this market played out with prediction points today and how we traded it today. Welcome back to Day Trade Like a Pro. It's Thursday, January 23rd. We're looking at the S&P 500. And here's what we have here today. This blue line is a prediction point. We have 28.75. That's also a prediction point. The market has not gotten that high yet in today, or of course it's been that high before, but not moved up that high today. And then down here we had 96.25. That was really our downside target. So this big gap between prediction points between 96 and 23. So 20 some points down there, nearly 30 points down to that. Now, these green lines that you're looking at are prices that we put in the live trade signals. And no, we did not put them in after the fact. We gave them ahead of time before the market traded into that area. And then we did modify some of them a little bit as we went on, but this is what we gave to start the day. This is what we had in the live trade signals. So ultimately, coming in here to this morning, we were looking for a selling opportunity. We set up here between 18 and 19. We could bounce up here and see the sellers step in here, but this was right before the open here. So coming into the open, we had 15. We said that could be an important area. And the market came right up here to 15. And then we did sell off. Now, if you remember yesterday, we said that in yesterday's video, we said that 12 quarter or 12 half was the area to the downside. And you can see that this is 12. This was the Globex right here. We traded to 12, traded all the way back up to 20, almost 21 right there. And then in the Globex, we did end up trading lower right here just before the open. We traded down to 10 half. And that was really sort of enough validation for us to say, okay, let's play it to the short side. So we're trying it long from 12 half area. The first time it bounced about 8 or 9 points, but then it came back down and it broke below here. So now let's try it short. So right out of the gate here, there was a short up here at 15. It probed up here to 15.75. So that ended up moving down, and we set the low of the day right here. And the low of the day right there at 0.25, which we had 0.4, and then we had this 99. We said 90. Actually, that was 99.75. So we got to 0.25, not down to this 99.75. So we kind of stalled out right here. It hung around here for a little bit. And then we maintained that selling was still on the table unless we broke this 15 area to the upside. So what happened here was we came up here. I know we had some traders that got long down in this area, rode this up. Then we had 15. We had a short opportunity here at 12. That was pretty short-lived. And then an opportunity here at 15. And this worked out really great. 15 came all the way down here to 0.4. And then that area held up. And so there was another opportunity to get it short there, but that didn't work. So either a small 4 or 5 point profit here or taking the trade back off at break even. And then we traded back up here to this. We said somewhere between 12 and 13. I mean, really, this whole area was kind of a zone that we were looking at. So selling up here against this area, some pullback from there. But then I think the giveaway, if we switch over, some of you know that I trade on a tick chart. And if we look over here at a tick chart, I think what we'll see here, for me, this was kind of the giveaway over here, was that we had traded, where are we? We had traded up over here. After the open, we traded up to 15 after we put in this low over here. And then we traded back down to 03. So that was the low of the day back down here. So we traded up to here to 15. Then we traded back down here. And if you look at this, we traded back up here to this 13 area, and it just didn't quite hold. And I actually like the way the 2000 tick chart looks, so I'll run you through it on this. So basically we had this 15 area. You can see we came right back down here. Once we broke, we said, and actually just pull this up here and read it right here. Right in here we said above 13, and for sure above 15 it starts getting stronger. That was at 7:11 this morning. So ideally it'd be lower from 13, but it could bounce all the way back up to the CPA. So above 13 or 50 could try at 423 quarter. So that means we would switch sides above 15, looking for 23 quarter as the upside target. That was at 7:11. So the market was trading, that's right around over here in this area. We said up above 15, then we could try it for up here. So that means we can short 15 until it breaks, which this short at 15 worked all the way out for about, that low there is 03, so from 15 to 03. So that trade worked out for 12 points. Then there was a short opportunity right here. And then we traded up here to this 13 area, and it just couldn't hold this area. So this ended up holding over here at 0875. This ended up holding the buyers up. We broke up above 15. We came back down here to that 13 area. Great opportunity to get long. Small risk. There's a 10-point target up here. So there's the long from 13 up to 23 quarter. And then I know that some of us tried it short up here, and about an hour into the trade, it had gone nowhere. And so there was just not much happening. A pretty tight 6-point range the last 90 minutes of the day. So just not a lot happening there. Okay, so I'll walk you through this, how we mapped it out here earlier in the pre-market preview video, and as we mapped it out in the live trade signals. So at the open, there was a short right here at 15. And then that sold off down here to this 04 area. There was a bounce here. You could have gotten short at 07 3/4. This just sort of stopped in the middle of nowhere. And whenever something like that happens, so we wouldn't have reshorted this. I mean, it's kind of an indication. It happens, but now we need these prices to hold and push it lower. So for us, this was the short opportunity here around 12. That probed up to 13 quarter. We said 12 to 13, somewhere in that area. So that's that 1-point range. We probed up by a tick. It ended up coming down to 09.5, so moved about 4 points, but it just wasn't enough. So take that off. There's an opportunity to short 15. 15 comes all the way back down here at 04. Now, this trade would be aggressive if you were buying it down here, or even buying it over here. Why it would be aggressive, if you thought the selling was over and you wanted to get on the buy side, that's great. Really fine, no problem with that. You could buy it here, but if it breaks and comes back up, then you got to get short on a bounce, which that didn't come into play. So there was an opportunity to buy it here for the more experienced or aggressive traders. Really, the next trade would have been a short up here at 0875, and then that went about 4 points or 4.5 points, and then that just didn't quite work out. So either you got a few points on that or took it off a break even. And then there would have been a short opportunity here around 12 again, and that just didn't, a 12, 13 area just didn't work out. Went to 13 3/4, came down to 09, so again about 4 points or 5 points. So at worst case, a break even trade. And then we broke up above, and when we broke above and we came back to 13, then there was an opportunity to buy 13. Really, you could have bought 13 and 12, somewhere in that area again. You could have bought down there. And so 13 to 12 was the area to buy, and then the target there for that was up here to this 23.25. So there's a 10-point trade right there. And then a short opportunity and just not much happening the rest of the day. If you took it short and that didn't work, you took it long, nothing really worked here. So maybe a couple break-even trades at the end of the day, nothing much happening there. But really the trades were the short here, a resell right here, and then shorting here, here, maybe a long, maybe. So we're up to 5 trades with the maybe. And then a short here, which was a break-even trade. And then the buy here, even if you shorted it here, again, another break-even or maybe a point or something like that. So a lot of trades today for a normal day for us. So 1 trade, 2 trades, really 3, 4, 5 with the maybe, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 maybe. So 10 trades would be a lot of trades for us. That would be more than we'd normally take in a day. So there we have for today's review. You can go back and watch if you want to see how this plays into what we're planning out in the pre-market. I'm trying to give you a little bit more detail here today so you can see how that plays out, how this plays out, what we planned in the pre-market, and hopefully actually educate you and teach you a little bit about how to trade these types of markets. And so you can go watch that. The link is up here in the corner. And if you are in the live trade signals, then we will see you there tomorrow.